Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Tinicomo. I am on the upper lake today. I'm right up below the dam, just about at the cable. I just pulled up here. It's about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're running 3 units, 150. It's down about 2 feet from yesterday. I've got a 3 32nd ounce white jig, 4-pound line. I'm going to go ahead and throw this sucker. I've already caught one small rainbow. I'm kind of on the, well, I'm on the south side of the lake, south bank, in this eddy right here. Oop, I just had one. In this eddy right here. And I've just pushed myself out or down where I'm not sitting in that eddy anymore. I want to drift on down. Quite a few boats up there today. That's good. Saw one guy catch about a 15, 16 inch rainbow and looked like a spoon or something. Seeing them using white jigs, and mainly white jigs, what I've seen people using so far. Haven't seen any shad in the water. Really kind of had a bite. Should have caught one. I need to get out away from the bank because it's affecting my drift. It really didn't start right. I went to a 3 32nd ounce because the water's not quite as fast and as deep as yesterday when we were up here. Okay, now I gotta go. So I don't need quite a heavy as jig to get down. If you watch the video I posted yesterday, Dwayne outfished me, and I think it was because he wasn't reeling as much as I was. He was keeping his jig on the bottom better than me. So I've got a lighter jig and I'm not gonna reel that much. I might lose more jigs, but I've got extra jigs. Oh, I can see my jig. That's not good. See, I wasn't on the bottom. Got 3 guys over in outlet number 1 fishing. Just saw one of the guys just released a fish. Dwayne had a trip this morning. They did real good. He said 2 of them boated about 40. Biggest, he had 2 about 18.5-inch rainbows. And they did good on, they threw jigs, they drifted shad flies, and they ran crankbait along the bottom. He said he had a 12-year-old boy and he did the best. The boy did the best on the crankbaits. Got another rod with an 1/8 ounce on it. I might switch here in a minute. Really haven't felt the bottom yet. There's a little bit of wind up here. It's not as bad as it was yesterday. Big wakes. Dwayne said the fish they caught this morning were really spitting up a lot of shad, although he didn't see any shad in the water and I haven't seen any yet either. Yeah, I'm going to use my 8 pounds. Just not feeling it. And I'm going to turn around and fish the bank. I haven't really seen anybody fishing the bank yet, so these fish tend to get beat up a little bit. Get a lot of pressure on them during the day, and they see a lot of jigs, and they see a lot of boat traffic, and they tend to slow down, kind of shut down a little bit. They don't bite as well. So maybe you got to look for a little different place to fish. Nobody's fishing the bank, then you go fish the bank. Now I gotta watch the island below me. I want to run into it. Oh, there's a fish in this deep. Ooh, that was a good tap. Now I'm going to bring it in. Throw it back over there. Fish hit it on the drop. Coming up on the island. If you're not careful, the current will kind of suck you into the island and really trying to suck you to the other side. You really got to pay attention. You can't get caught up in fishing. Plus there's a nice little log that I think is just underneath the water. I gotta miss. It's interesting. There's a, oh, I see. It's a float that's line stuck on a log. Thought it might have been on a fish. Bottom. They're not biting very good. Oh, that was a fish. Phil proved me wrong as soon as I said something. You know, I was telling Dwayne the last time we saw that we had a shad kill, and there are reports now on Table Rock where there's a lot of dead shad that's floating all over Table Rock, or at least around the dam area. And that's simply because the water temperature on Table Rock has dropped to the point where threadfin shad can't survive. There's a temperature around 40. That's all I know. And if the temperature gets down there, they start dying. Now, all of them aren't going to die, but a lot of them are, I guess. I don't know. Ooh, there's a fish. And it's a natural occurrence, and I've said this before on one cast. Oh man, get bit again. The lakes north of us, like Truman and Pomme de Terre and Stockton, Lake of the Ozarks, they don't have threadfin shad because their water temp gets too cold in the wintertime. Table Rock, Bull Shoals, Beaver, they all have threadfin shad because normally their water does not get cold enough. Man, I'm missing a lot of fish. Now, getting bit. So they die on Table Rock, and then they get sucked through the turbines on Table Rock Dam and on into our lake. Now I'm kind of behind the island there, a little eddy. That's why we get threadfin shad that come into our lake, and our trout love them. But I don't honestly think that we've seen a lot of shad come in the lake yet. And I was telling you, the last time we saw shad, or saw evidence of shad, we really didn't see many in the water, but we were catching fish that were spitting up shad, and they were fat, and it lasted a day or two and it was done. And we're hoping that we see more shad this time for a longer period of time, because it's fun catching these fish on white jigs like this. But it also, if we see a week or two or three of shad coming through the turbines, then you know these fish are eating good, and you see a big growth spurt. So really, that's the best reason to see shad coming through. Is they get a lot to eat, they get fat, they grow quick, grow fast. I'm really stuck in this eddy right here. Now I'm starting to move. Sure would like another fish. That is the bottom. It's like I'm going to use my 3/32 ounce jig. A little aggravating. And these trout, when they get they start feeding aggressively, you'll get a tap. You get like a white bass or a warm water fish hitting a bait. You get that, just that rap, that tap. And trout have smaller mouths, yeah, but they have softer mouths, and they really got to wrap that jig hard for you to feel the tap. And it happens. You can feel that initial take. But usually when you jig or when you move the jig, you feel something heavy, go ahead and set the hook, because that's normally the sequence. Kind of hooting and hollering over there, something about a 4.5 pound fish. I don't see him. I don't know. I don't see a fish in the boat. Really, the conditions are better today than they were yesterday. Yesterday, the wind was tough. Okay, I think I'm gonna do my last cast, because this is embarrassing. Come up here during a shad kill and you can't catch a fish. It's not that I hadn't had bites. The wind's picking up. We're gonna come back up here and keep fishing and do some more videos. So sorry to catch one. If I catch a big one, I'll put it on the end, but I'm gonna fish a little more and then head on back. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.